So we got a special one for you today. We're gonna do lobster roll two different ways. There is always the argument in New England and Connecticut. You ask a New Englander, is Connecticut part of New England? They will say absolutely not. But if you ask a Connecticutter if it's part of New England, we always say we are. The difference is, I think, the lobster rolls. Connecticut lobster roll, warm with butter on a beautiful New England style hot dog roll. The Maine style or the New England style is cold with mayonnaise, also on the same hot dog roll, which is a very important aspect of it. So everybody has opinions, particularly throughout New England. I'm gonna do some little inspired version of both because I can't leave well enough alone. I gotta kind of put my own stamp on all of it. We got some lobsters here. I've taken this lobster. This is for the Connecticut style. I cook it a little bit less in the boiling water because it's gonna be heated up in the butter sauce. So I take that into consideration. The Maine style or the New England style, I cook it a little bit longer so it's cooked all the way through, and then we'll chop it up, toss it with a little bit of mayonnaise and some other seasonings, and we'll go step by step with both of them. So first things first, Connecticut style. I've taken this lobster, cooked it for 5 minutes in boiling salted water. I then put it on a tray so that it cools down. I don't like to put it inside ice water to shock it and stop the cooking. If I shock it in ice water, a lot of that flavor inside the lobster kind of dissipates. I have a tray here because there's always a lot of juice that comes out of these cooked lobsters. And I want to make sure that we're capturing all of it. So first things first, tail is curled. I'm going to remove this tail just like that. I'm going to take the claws off, both sides. I'm going to save these bodies for sauce. So I'm going to break it down into its parts to start. The way I break this tail, I squeeze this together, breaking that tail, and then very slowly opening it back up, breaking that tail apart, again, saving the shells, and then I just peel it back and pull that lobster right out of that. Do the same thing with this one. Now, little story, my father's from Maine, and so as kids we would always go up to way up in the north of Maine, and it was always a fun ride. A big part of my life was spent in Maine. Nicest people on earth, if you ask me. So a lot of this beautiful interior, that coral, I'll save that as well for sauce works. All right, I got a claw. The knuckles are on the side. I'm gonna open this claw up. Look at all that juice that comes out of there. That's why I have this tray, so I'm not making a mess. I'm gonna take this smaller bit of the claw and kind of move it side by side. And sometimes, if you're lucky, as you break that up, you'll be able to pull that interior cartilage out of the claw itself. So see what I did there? That cartilage came right out. And then I'll just shake it up a touch. All that extra juice will come out. Save that claw for extra sauce work. And then here, I'm just gonna cut this with a knife the best I can and break it. Peel that claw right out. Beautiful. That cartilage is already out of the interior. What I do is I squeeze the sides there just to be sure. See, same thing. All that liquid, pull it out, cartilage came with it. So for every special occasion, growing up, we would have lobster. But it's not my favorite thing to work with because it is challenging to do all this work with it. And there's just something about buying pre-cooked meat, even if it's frozen, that just isn't the same. Last claw. So you can see I didn't get that other interior piece of cartilage. So sometimes you gotta use a hammer, which I have a hammer here as well. I feel like sometimes with the hammer, it's challenging. To get that cartilage out of the claw, I'm just gonna kind of squeeze it on the side here, and I'm just gonna peel this meat back, and that's gonna expose that cartilage right in the center. See that? And I'm gonna pull that out of there and make sure that there's no leftover cartilage inside the lobster. All right, the knuckles, my least favorite part of cleaning. But I think for respect of the animal, you really gotta get as much of this meat out as you can. I just slowly start to break it into bits. Sometimes I'll be able to pull that right out just like that. So when you're coming up in kitchens as a young cook, you're always stuck on this job. Like this is the challenge. I used to work in a seafood restaurant, my first job, the Sea Loft in Waterbury, Connecticut. And my job, when they would have 2-for-1 specials on Fridays and Saturday nights, was to clean the lobsters. So we would have thousands of lobsters all weekend. I mean, we would do 600-700 covers. 2-for-1 lobsters was a big deal in Waterbury, Connecticut, somehow I'd be the guy stuck cleaning all these lobsters. So I've done this a couple times. A little bit of flesh coming right out of there. Perfect. Nice little lobster nugget. So we're gonna do the New England style lobster roll. First, take this lobster. I like the texture of a lobster, so I really wanna get in there. I'm gonna chop this up. What I like to do with the claws is kind of cut them in half like that, and then back into the similar size as the tail that we had. When I go through this, I really wanna ensure that all the cartilage is out of those claws. Any shell left over inside this, I wanna be really careful to make sure that it's all edible. Chop that up a little bit, beautiful. Lobster meat back in the bowl. So I got the lobster meat chopped. I have some mayonnaise here, some paprika, some lemon juice and zest we're gonna use, a little bit of Tabasco, and of course some celery. I don't feel like it's a Maine lobster roll, a New England lobster roll, unless it has celery in it. I had a boss years ago who swore it would not be a lobster roll from New England or Maine unless it had celery seed as well. I'm omitting the celery seed because it's celery overkill as far as I'm concerned. Celery is not my favorite thing in the world. But if you want celery seed, by all means, this would be the time that you would add it. I'm gonna go really fine on this, almost shaving it, so to speak. The zest of a lemon and the juice of a lemon as well. So I'm just gonna roll this a little bit to make sure that juice can get out of there. I like to capture the zest. A lot of people go directly from the microplane directly to the bowl. I like to capture it and see what I got here. In case it starts to become a little bit too much, I know when to stop. Cut that lemon in half. Because I already rolled it out, it's gonna be really easy to squeeze. I'm gonna just juice that lemon right through here. All right, little paprika. You need the Tabasco, you need the Louisiana hot sauce. 10 dashes, give or take. Love it. So mayonnaise, can't be sweet mayonnaise. It's really important. You're not using QP mayonnaise. It's gotta be a savory mayonnaise. So look at that. Look at the way that's coming together. Doesn't it look great? Look at that, all that work for the lobster, it makes it all worth it right here. It's juicy, it's delicious. I mean, it's mayonnaise and lobster. What's not to love? Good stuff. I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator, let it cool down, get it nice and cold, and I'm gonna start my Connecticut version right now. On to the next one. We're gonna do the Connecticut lobster roll, the topping for it. I love that textural contrast. So my first job at the Sea Loft, they used to do this kind of butter braised lobster and served in cast iron pans. And it was kind of a play on that Connecticut lobster roll, but they would use clarified butter with the lobster, and then they would take this Ritz cracker topping and then top that directly on top. That texture with the lobster and the clarified butter was really spectacular. I love to be inspired by those different moments in my career. So what we have are some Ritz crackers, all crushed up. We have some panko here as well. We're just gonna put it in here. There's no reason for me to get a food processor out, but if you have a lot of this, you can definitely use a food processor. I'm just gonna crush it a little bit, and then I'm gonna toast it in this pan just to develop that breadcrumb flavor, the panko and the Ritz crackers, the butter crackers. And it doesn't have to be too fine. I think you get the gist of what we're doing here. I'm gonna add the spices to it as well. So I have some paprika, some cayenne pepper, and some granulated garlic, and I'm gonna toast that together because I want that to kind of develop a little bit. I'm gonna pinch of salt to this as well. I'm gonna put it directly inside this pan here. I'm gonna start to toast it. It's gonna go slow until it starts to go fast, so I really wanna pay attention to it. All right, so I'm gonna zest this lemon that's toasting up. I can smell it toasting nicely. Beautiful, lemon zest is going. I'm feeling these flavors already coming together. Lemon zest. Let me get this parsley, chop it up quick. This is really coming together. I'm gonna shut that off and let it sit in the pan. I'm gonna roll this up. Look at that, just really fine. I think parsley is, for me, the great underrated herb that everybody uses, but few people really appreciate, truly. Breadcrumbs, Ritz cracker crumbs. See the lemon zest in there, that beautiful toast toasty breadcrumbs, toasty rich crackers. I'm gonna add a little extra virgin olive oil to this also, just because sometimes you gotta gild the lily, you know? Gilding lilies, that's what we're doing here. Ritz cracker crumb topping for this Connecticut lobster roll. Let's make the butter sauce. I use this butter sauce for everything. It's my favorite. In this pot, I have a little bit of water, like a 1/4 cup of water. I have a little bit of cornstarch. I'm gonna add just enough water to the cornstarch to dissolve it, and I'm gonna thicken that water with this cornstarch, right? And it's gonna thicken up pretty quickly. And while that's happening, you notice I'm one at a time gonna add this butter and start to emulsify it directly into that cornstarch mixture. And it takes time, it takes a while. You gotta be patient. Our patience is worth it because of the amazing product that you're getting out of it. You think this is bad when you got to do 3 gallons of this stuff for an event and you're adding a piece of butter by a piece of butter. It really makes for a long day. I say this all the time. That constant motion is really important. Look how nice and creamy that is. Salt, of course. All that delicious fat is going to be absorbed like a sponge into the lobster. Now, if you've ever watched me on the Food Network, I actually made this dish on Triple Threat. Bobby Flay had asked me to compete, and I begrudgingly competed, but I ended up winning, so it was worth it. If it comes to a boil, there's a chance that it could break, and we don't want to break it. Beautiful. All set. Look at that. That is pure butter. Just absolutely delicious. I have the lobster that we did earlier, and I'm gonna cut it. See that there's natural lines in this lobster. See that right there? There's another one here, another one here, goes along with the shell. And that's how I like to cut the lobster for this. Trim up that end. You see this first one right there? See the second one right here? It's like small little bite-sized pieces. I'm gonna add this extra lobster liquid for flavor. Delicious. Let's add this directly to the pot. And there's a lot of heat in that butter already. And I'm gonna turn this back on and let it go nice and slow. And while that is heating up super slowly, I'm gonna toast the buns. You ask me what's my favorite lobster roll? I mean, Connecticut all the way. Look at this. This is just delicious. We're gonna toast some buns. I have some brioche buns here. Now, traditionally in New England, this would be a potato roll. I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona right now. We cannot find New England style potato roll hot dog buns, but they are split on top. They're not split on the side. These are very delicious and beautiful. Like, don't at me because it's not the right one. I know it's not the right one. I can't find the right one here in Arizona. Do with that what you will. All right, so I have a pan. I'm gonna put this flame on low. A couple tablespoons of butter. As that butter melts, then I'm going to add and toast the buns inside of it. I'm going to take these potato buns and just toast them. Oh my goodness, look at that. My old chef Dave Bennett would be so proud from the Sea Loft. I got an odd man out here, but we'll get to him. Don't worry. No bun left behind. That's nice and cold. Hot lobster, cold lobster, topping for the Connecticut lobster. This is the New England Maine lobster. Toasted buns here. Nice toast on those. It is not a Connecticut lobster roll unless you feel like you can moisturize after you touch the bun. Warm in the center. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna start with the New England. A good spoonful. Make believe you're in Bar Harbor. And you have this lobster roll sitting next to you on the beach. All right, so this is the Maine New England style. I got some celery leaves here we'll throw on top. Fun usage of existing product, functional garnish, and delicious. A little bit of paprika over the top. If you feel like it, not necessary. You want to throw a couple lemons on here for giggles. There we go. For me, this is the piece de resistance, honestly. This is the Connecticut style, butter sauce. It's a little sloppy, but I don't know. I think it's worth it. Amazing. Ritz cracker crumb mixture over the top. I mean, give me a pitcher of beer in a hammock so I can take a nap afterwards. That's what I'm talking about. Little squeeze of lemon over the top of that, and let me tell you something. I think you got something very special here. Can we invite the crew in? Is it time, guys? Are you ready to taste this? You gotta come taste this. Get in here. I'm gonna cut them in half so we don't make a mess of ourselves, all right? We don't wanna embarrass ourselves on camera. I mean, I don't. Come on in, come on in. What do you think? I wanna know what you think. Which one is the one?
I've always loved a New England, but this is, yeah, that sauce might persuade me.
Well, I will say, this is not your traditional Connecticut style, but I like to think an inspired style. What do you think, guys? Connecticut,
The Connecticut, no, that's incredible.
You know, Connecticut doesn't often win at anything, so let's at least take the lobster roll, you know?
So good. Wow. The breadcrumbs on top.
Wow. But there's something about the Connecticut.
I got chills when I had it.
Love it. You know, I gotta say, this one goes to Connecticut. We don't often win in Connecticut. We'll take it. Cheers.